NFL Mock Draft Monday is officially here as we will be kicking off the first mock draft of the 2024 season on this channel. Today, we will go through 3 rounds as I try to dissect what the Kansas City Chiefs will do. So with that, let's cut out the chit chat and let's have some fun. Draft season is officially here. Well, it's actually been here. It's been here since the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl. It's crazy how fast the NFL offseason just flies by. It's been 2 months since the Kansas City Chiefs have hoisted the Lombardi, and we had the speculations going into the end of February and March on who they would sign in free agency. Well, that's already gone, and now we're already in the draft month. And I thought, what better way to start April, even though I missed a week, I know, but let's do NFL Mock Draft Mondays for the Kansas City Chiefs. And that's what we'll do. Every Monday from here on out until draft week, I will give you my mock draft. And first things first, let's address the comments because I know there will be some. This is all for fun. It's speculation. It's who I think will fit best for the Kansas City Chiefs in these first 3 rounds. I know some of these may seem unrealistic. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, you never know what's unrealistic. The NFL draft in itself is unrealistic as can be. So let's have fun. And at the end of the day, jump in the comments as well. Let me know who are some guys you guys are interested in for the Kansas City Chiefs to draft, whether it be the first round, the second round, third round, maybe some late round bloomers, maybe some undrafted free agents that I haven't even envisioned looking at. Let me know in the comments down below. Let's have fun. Let's talk some good Kansas City Chiefs draft football. And with that, let me tell you how I am approaching this draft season and these 3 rounds that I am going to be analyzing. To me, there are 3 needs that I think stick out more for the Kansas City Chiefs than most. And obviously, it's going to be left tackle. It's going to be the wide receiver position, but my third one may be different than a lot of Chiefs Kingdom, and I'm zoning in the DB room, and yes, we are going to address cornerback. So let's start at round 1. And round 1, you can go in so many different ways and what position you want to analyze and dissect more. And right now, I'm going to focus on the wide receiver position. But honestly, I'm wishy-washy. I'm flip-flop because I can see the Kansas City Chiefs trying to address the O-line because the wide receiver position is so deep. But it's the sexiest position. So let's kick it off. Let's have fun. And I'm taking a guy a lot of people don't anticipate the Chiefs getting at this pick, and it is Ladd McConkey. Yeah, I know. A lot of people don't envision him as a Kansas City Chief or even as a first-round pick, maybe early second round. But when you do mock drafts for the Kansas City Chiefs, it's really few and far between. And what I mean by that is when you're pick 32, you don't got another pick until 32 picks later. So can it be kind of a reach for a guy like Ladd McConkey? You can say so, but I don't believe that's the case. And we've also seen the Kansas City Chiefs move in a fashion to where they can trade up in the second round to get in that mid-second round. But right now, I'm going to stick with pick 32, and I'm going to go Ladd McConkey, who I believe is one of the silkiest, smoothest wide receivers in this class. And man, he knows how to run the route tree, and he is an all-around wide receiver that the Kansas City Chiefs really need. And I think it's a guy Andy Reid can have fun with as well, because I know a lot of Chiefs Kingdom is hoping and praying for a guy like Adonai Mitchell or even Xavier Worthy with speed, electric plays, or even tall physical stature guys like Keon Coleman. Here's the thing with those guys. 2 of them, the 2 big play receivers, and Keon Coleman and Adonai Mitchell. I love them. I love their play and everything about them. But when have we seen the Kansas City Chiefs draft a receiver like that? I would love for it to say it's changed, but it's Brett Veach. He has a stature. He has the guys he likes to go after on the offense and defense. That's with Andy Reid, and that's with Steve Spagnuolo. And do I just expect it to change this year? I don't. So with that, Ladd McConkey fits that role perfectly where he can play slot, he can play outside, he can be a speed threat, and he could be a possession guy, and he can be a yak receiver, kind of like what Rashee Rice is all about too. He is the perfect fit for this offense, and he can be a plug-and-play guy right away because we already know Rashee Rice has a looming suspension over his head. So he may be asked to be played early on if drafted in that position, but he would be a really, really fun, dynamic 1-2 punch. And now, addressing the Xavier Worthy, yes, it would be fun. It would be dynamic to have a guy like Xavier Worthy, but I don't think it would translate to the NFL right away. That 4.21 speed is absurd. It is ridiculous, but at the end of the day, Marquise Brown is a speed demon, a speed threat, and has experience in the NFL. Do I see the Chiefs adding 2 guys like that? They most definitely could, and I'm also kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Contradicting what I said earlier, because Rashee Rice and Ladd McConkey are similar, but I think I'd rather have 2 of those similar guys than you have Marquise Brown doing work, unlike having Xavier Worthy, where I'm not quite sold that'll translate into year 1. I think that's more of a process, whereas Ladd McConkey, I believe you'll get a bang for your buck right away in this Kansas City Chiefs offense. And now we head into round 2, and honestly, for me, I know going into next week, I'm probably positionally going to flip round 1 and round 2, where I can see the Kansas City Chiefs probably for a 3rd consecutive year selecting a wide receiver in round 2 and playing it safe in round 1 again. But safe is not really safe either, because they might have to trade up to get their guy in round 1. But best believe left tackle is a need. And in this video, we're going to address it in round 2. In Kansas City, they're going to hope that a guy like Patrick Paul falls at pick number 62. He is a certified left tackle. Yes, I know. This is where I mentioned it earlier in the video. He probably not going to be there, but we can hope, we can dream. Shoot, we are creating a mock draft. It's all for fun and games. But if he's there, the Chiefs will run up that card and make sure that Patrick Paul is a Kansas City Chief. It's a glaring need for this team right now. Right now, they have Wanya Morris filling in. And during the season, he did okay in my eye. I think a lot of Chiefs Kingdom hyped him up to be better than what he was. He's definitely a raw guy. He's definitely got a lot to prove. But they don't have Donovan Smith coming back right now. So there's a lot of ifs surrounding that whole thing. You definitely need to bring in competition for Wanya Morris. So you may have someone come in and battle and take that position, or you have these both guys dog it out and best man win. But when you draft a guy like Patrick Paul in round 2, you're expecting him to be the future left tackle for the next 10 years. And that's something the Kansas City Chiefs need to find. Whether it be Wanya Morris, Patrick Paul, or someone else in the draft, they need to make sure Patrick Mahomes' blind side is clean, that no one is coming towards him, and he can make the plays we're all accustomed to seeing. So don't be surprised if it's round 1 or 2. The left tackle position is definitely going to get addressed. And now let's go to round 3. And as I said, a lot of Chiefs Kingdom doesn't think cornerback is a need. And rightfully so. I understand. And I don't know if the Kansas City Chiefs think it's a need as well. When you got an all-pro cornerback already in Trent McDuffie, and you got 2 hungry dogs ready to fill in for L'Jarius Sneed, as in Joshua Williams and Jalen Watson. And in smaller sample sizes, they proved they can play at the NFL level. But if I'm not sold 100%, which I'm not at the moment, I'm going to try to get a cornerback in the first 3 rounds. And I wouldn't be surprised to see the Chiefs even try to take one in round 1 if the right guy falls to them. I know it would shock a lot of Chiefs Kingdom, but don't be too shocked. It can happen. We've seen Brett Veach do some crazy things, and if he feels like he needs a guy, he will go after and get him. But a thing that's particular in the cornerback room is Steve Spagnuolo has a specific type of guy he likes in his DB room. And it's a guy who loves to hit, loves to get after running backs and quarterbacks, and also plays physical against the wide receivers. And right here in round 3, I'm looking at a guy like Ricardo Green. This dude is tall in stature. He's got some weight to him, not crazy weight. He weighs like 190, 195. Definitely needs to put on some more. But for his stature, he reminds me somewhat like Trent McDuffie, where it could be on the smaller side, but the dude loves to make a hit. He goes after the ball. He goes after every wide receiver. He goes after running backs in the backfield. He goes after the quarterback. He is definitely a dude you can see Steve Spagnuolo really falling in love with. And I think either around 2 or 3, maybe round 1, it's crazy. Steve Spagnuolo is gonna have a say on who he wants in that cornerback room. And there are guys I've just been looking at where it's like, whew, there are some dudes that just like to lay hits, and you can see that's a Spags type of player. And Green fits that role perfectly. And I know a lot of Chiefs Kingdom, trust me, including myself, I want to see cornerbacks get like 5 to 8 interceptions a year on this team. I just don't think that's the thing Steve Spagnuolo goes after. I mean, if they get it, kudos. That's great. We love it. But man, we want to lay the law. We want to be the ones being physical, and we want to lay a hit and let the other team know this defense came to play. And as I mentioned when we lost L'Jarius Sneed, this Kansas City Chiefs defense is the reason why they are back-to-back Super Bowl champions. There's a reason why you've seen Brett Veach throughout this free agency. It may not look sexy to a lot of people, but he retained almost every single piece on that defense. They are making sure there is no drop-off. So best believe in this draft, they will find a cornerback. They may even go after a linebacker to try to replace Willie Gay. Even though they got Tranquill, even though they got Nick Bolton, even though they got Leo Chanel, they want to make sure the depth is there. That way, if it is a next man up possibility, hey, we are ready for the occasion. With that, Chiefs Kingdom, that is my first 3-round NFL mock draft for the Kansas City Chiefs. You let me know how you feel about my first mock draft so far on this channel for the 2024 NFL season. Let me know some players you have your eyes on. Let's discuss. Let's have fun. Also, I do have the Patreon channel live for the Kingdom Status membership. If you are interested, please join. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. I'm going to have the live chats rolling. At the end of this week, early next week, I'm going to have a giveaway. As I mentioned in my previous video, if you're already a Kingdom Status member, you get a head start on everyone else. You'll have an early entry, and you can also join that post and get one up on everyone. So what's not to like there? Also, if that doesn't interest you, and you do love the channel, hit the subscribe button. Keep in tune. Let's have fun. Let's have a good time. And also, the littlest thing goes a far way. Please do hit that big thumbs up and like this video. With that, I'm checking out. Y'all take care. Peace.